What's up, everybody? I'm Selna, America's face of dating, and today we're going to be talking about how to get back into dating after divorce, or after you've went through maybe multiple divorces or a breakup. And a lot of guys who come to me and join my program, they've went through a breakup or a divorce, and they don't really know exactly what happened that caused the divorce. Maybe the wife left him, and she went cold, dry, broke up with him, or maybe she cheated on him and he didn't realize that he was dating a low quality woman from the start. And a lot of guys who come to me, they're working, they work and they work and they work on their career, and they realize that either they're lonely and they want to get a quality relationship, and especially guys who go through a divorce, they focus so much on their career after that, and they're just like, I'm just going to ignore the pain of not having a quality relationship and ignore the pain of that divorce and just put it towards my work. And they begin to realize that they want somebody to build their life with. And that's what happened to a couple of my Arrows clients here. This was one of the results that we got with a man named Mason. He was actually in the Marines, I believe. Army or the Marines, or the Navy. I think it was the Marines though. So not sure, but I want to do an interview with him pretty soon because he got amazing results in my program. Literally, he came to me about mid-March, right before I went to Utah. And it's now June 4th as I'm recording this video. But he came to me in mid-March, and the time frame's important because you see how fast he got the result. Because in mid-March, he literally just went through a breakup with a woman that he thought that he was going to spend a lot of his life with. And what happened was that they were dating for about 6, 7, 8 weeks, and then she just like goes cold on him and dry. And he said that they were texting one day, and he was like, so do you want to get dinner tonight and bring it over here? And she was like, nah, I'm good. And he was like, okay, do you want me to come over there? And she was like, no. And then just stopped replying to him, and they just literally just fell off after that. And he was like, I have no idea what happened because I thought everything was going well. And literally, he almost didn't join my program. He was like, I don't know, dude, like, I got to do taxes, get my tax return back, blah, blah. And we worked out a deal with a firm where you can break it down to like 120 to like 150-ish per month for 36 months. And then he ended up just doing that and then paying off the rest in April with his tax return. And as you can see, it was well worth it because as of about mid-May, so March, April, May, so about 6, 7 weeks-ish, literally, he started talking to a 10, and I had to teach him to hold his frame with a really quality woman. This is super important because if you've been through a divorce, a lot of you guys are now like way too nice, or if you went through a breakup, you're way too nice and you're way too boring and you're way too logical, and that turns the woman off because she wants emotion. And when I say emotion, it doesn't mean go cry to her about your feelings and bring her flowers, right? It's not the same thing. She wants a man who can banter with her, who's clever, who's witty. You can go on like a lot of online dating profiles on Bumble and Tinder, even though I hate dating apps and I don't promote them because I think you should do everything in person because you know exactly what you're working with. But literally, if you just go through dating apps, because some of the guys in my program, I tell them my opinion that I think dating apps are the clearance rack for human beings. But some guys are just like, you know what, I want to test it out and try it, and they do it, and they fucking crush the dating apps because you can just take my attraction principles and apply them to Tinder and Bumble. And they crush it, and they'll send me the girl's profile and like what to say, and like I'm telling them what to say and helping them. And a lot of these girls' profiles will be like, I just want a man that I can banter with, that I can go back and forth with. And a lot of guys just don't have that, and they don't know how to do that. And so after we taught Mason, look at what his results are now after he literally went through a bad breakup about 7, 8 weeks ago. He said, had the date with Alex tonight. That's the girl that we had to hold the frame with over text because she was testing him like crazy. She was like, we didn't go on a date. And she was playing like the indifferent card, even though that we knew that she wanted him. And so we just had to be patient and be witty. And look what happened. He said, we did dinner, then drinks at Red Rock Casino. We really just clicked and talked all night. I let her do way more than I. That's super important when you go on a date, to let her do most of the talking, 80%, but was able to control where it went. That's very powerful. That's what we taught him. That frame is super important, and made sure it wasn't all so serious. The date lasted 7 hours and ended with kissing. Ding ding, we have a winner. I can't believe I was able to hold my own with a 10. Never underestimate yourself. Thanks, Selna, for helping me with those texts earlier in the week. Yeah, so like I literally, he was texting me and sending me pictures of their texts, and he's like, dude, I don't know what to do here. And I was like, bro, you got to hold your frame, and you got to go for it. Because that's what a true 10, a girl that's used to getting hit on by all these other fucking guys on the street, and she's used to getting hit on the DMs on Instagram, she wants a man that can hold his frame. And so now this guy literally went from bad breakup with a girl that he thought he was going to marry to now talking to a 10. He's never talked to a girl before. He said, I guess it was a different picture, but oh, there it is actually right there. I can't believe I was able to hold my own with a 10. I knew he had it, right? I can't believe I was able to hold my own with a 10. This guy's fucking 29. He never literally thought he could talk to a 10 before. And after we got him in the program, after 6-7 weeks, attraction should be easy. And we made it easy for him. The same thing happened to me back in the day. This is 2017 me, 2024 Selna today. Look at that picture right here. Is actually on my wall right here. There's a spotlight on it though, so probably can't see. It's like reflecting in, lights and all that. But me back in 2017, skinny, had a very interesting haircut, you could say. Liked white t-shirts with a v-neck, like a skateboarder or something. But I just got dumped by a girl that I thought that I was going to have a really serious long-term relationship with. I just got dumped by her. And I was afraid. I didn't know how to talk to 10s either, kind of like Mason, kind of like a lot of you guys who messaged me. And I had a lot of trauma from my childhood. And this is me now in 2024. I have my dream relationship today. I'm a best-selling author of the book Waking the Core of Man. You guys should all have read this book, by the way. If you have not read this book, there's a link in the description below. You can get this book and start it literally today. Like, if you can't afford my program and you can't really tailor this to you, that's fine. The book will take care of you plenty and at least help you build some sort of foundation. And a lot of guys, it helps them get their dream relationship. But a lot of guys like the tailoring and the one-to-one and the more of like the actual personal coaching of my program. But if you can't even do that and you can't afford that, you should at least read the book and take action on that. So it's a best-selling book now and coaching over 100 men, but like what the fuck happened, right? It's like a different person in 7 years. Like how did we get there? And a lot of you guys who have not read my book yet, my parents went through a pretty hard divorce when I was younger, and I had to live in a shelter for a lot of my life. And by the time I got into dating, I realized that a lot of these insecurities that I saw in my parents' divorce were coming out in my relationships. And also when I was growing up, the fact that I was living in a shelter and there was cops coming to my house, people at my school were seeing this happening and they tended to like treat me like I was the fucking plague. And so I just thought that people didn't like me and I thought that I wasn't worthy. And so I went into my relationships believing that I wasn't really worthy. And so I got a mentor on this stuff who was a club promoter in my city here. And he started teaching me how to really attract these women because he was really fucking good at it. And he could just go up to any girl, talk to her, spark attraction, get her number, get a date, get her to come home with him. It was insane what he could do. And I was like, I want to perfect this part of my life. And so I sought him out. He started teaching me how to really pull women. And I started dating really high quality women very, very quickly in like a matter of like 3 or 4 weeks, if that even, probably like a week or two, to be honest. And my friends at the time, some of them were asking me how I was doing it. The smart ones were asking me how I was doing it. The dumb ones were kind of envious, right? They're like, well, she's not even that hot, bro. Like, whatever. Okay. You know what I mean? Just envious bullshit. But the smart ones were asking me how I was doing it. And so I started teaching them. And they started to get really great results. One of my friends is actually getting married this coming year in 2025, next summer around this time. But I started teaching it a lot to my friends, and they started getting really great relationships. And one of them one day was like, dude, maybe you should write a book and make a program on this stuff. And that's kind of like when the light bulb clicked for me. And I was like, this is exactly what I want to fucking do with my life. And so literally 6 years now doing this, we've helped over 100 guys get into their dream relationship. And I think 300 guys just through my book and content as well, since I started coaching guys after I published my book. But it's rapidly catching up. So that was the difference right there, was that I just took action on this stuff. And I was like, this is what I want to do. And I just got tired of being afraid. I got tired of being lonely. I got tired of seeing beautiful women on the street and me not being with them holding their hand. Like, I was like, these guys that I saw on the street holding a hot girl's hand, I was like, I know I'm fucking better than you. And that's what inspired me to take action. The same thing with Ray. One more client result here is that he's obviously dating a really great girl now, but he went through a toxic breakup where his ex fucking crashed his car and left him with the bills. And so when he was watched my content for about a week or two, and he was like, dude, I know that I'm gonna do your program. I'm just worried about making the payment. And so if there's anything we can figure out with that, like I'd love to do it because I'm ready to just exercise my action muscles. Literally what he told me is like, I want to exercise my action muscle and just do this. And I was like, dude, let's hop on a call and figure it out. And so we hopped on a call, figured it out. He broke down the payments with a firm to like, it's like he either chose like the 120-ish to 50-ish month per option for 36 months, or he chose the like 300-ish per month for 12. I forget what he did, but he probably has it all paid off now because he finished paying off the car and then just paid this program off too. But literally his ex fucking crashed his car and he's like, dude, I don't know what to do. And I was like, bro, like I don't want your ex to be the fucking reason you don't do this. And he was like, yeah, I don't either. And so we figured it out, got him going, and look at, like literally he joined after Mason. So he joined, I think, either end of March or early May. No, it wasn't May. I think he joined in April. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he joined in April. But now after what? He's been talking to this girl for a couple weeks now. So like 4 weeks in the program. He started talking to this girl. He's like been seeing that coworker pretty frequently. Got some solid wins over the last week with her. Last Sunday we chaperoned prom together because he's a teacher right now. He's actually working on building his real estate investing company. He's like, and then went out to a fancy rooftop restaurant, bar afterwards, pick below. We also just went to a country music festival Saturday and yesterday where we danced and listened to a bunch of good music. Just a bunch of free drinks, got a bunch of free drinks, and also got our hands on free VIP wristbands to move up to the stage. Like, look at that. Like, you can't like, dude, that smile is fucking awesome. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's funny because it's tough though. Like, I get it. You went through a divorce and you have two options, right? Because like, I had a guy who came to me 6 years ago, and he came to me. He was like, he didn't even want to do like the 120 month per like dollars per month option. He was like, I'm just gonna figure it out myself. And I was like, dude, I'm not saying you can't, but like, do you really want to spend the next couple of years just going through a bunch of rejections and probably spending more money on low quality women that are just gonna cheat on you and reject you and take that risk? And he's like, I'll figure it out myself, bro. I was like, okay, you do you, bro. Like, I'm abundant, dude. We'll have way more guys join my program and crush it. But it's like, if I know I can help you, it kind of breaks my heart. But he's like, I'll go figure it out. Okay. Got a message from him yesterday, I think 5.5 years later. Haven't talked to this dude for 5.5 years. He messaged me yesterday. He said, hey, bro, I just got a girlfriend for the first time. And I didn't have to use your program, is what he said. Yay, is literally his exact words. Like, I didn't have to use your program. Yay. And I was like, congrats, but like, dude, you could have done this 5 years and 3 months ago. You know what I mean? Like, was it really worth that? Because like, I've seen $5 on the sidewalk down there, but I've never seen 5 minutes of time. And so it's like, that's just time like you'll never get back just because you made a decision to kind of just, you know, do the hard path with this stuff. And there's some things that you need to do the hard path with as a man, but I just don't believe dating is one of them. Dating should be easy, effortless, and a lot of people make it really fucking hard. And that's why that's why I'm even here, is just to really crunch time for you and just get you the result very quickly. So it kind of broke my heart when he said that. I was like, I'm glad you've figured it out, but you're never going to get that 5.5 years back, dude. So, you know, I don't know. It's tough because you have two paths to choose from, but I know what I would do, and I know what I've done, and I know what's worked for me. That's significantly changed my fucking life with my relationship results and my best-selling book and everything. It's just crunching time. That's what I always will choose. And that's what Ray did as well. So if you are one of those guys who wants to take this seriously now, and you've been watching my content, you're ready to do this, you want to take this seriously, there's a call link in the description below. Book in a call with me. We'll hop on a call together. We'll get you going in my program. If you need to do those options to break it down, we'll talk about that on the call as well. Or just message me on Instagram or Facebook. Links in the description below if you need to talk to me about the program or just ask me a question. And also comment any questions or value that you got from this video as well. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.